Hello everyone, and welcome to the LEP Frequency Toolbox program. I am your host, Dr. Phenomena, and today we are going to identify who programmed you. More specifically, who programmed your belief systems? Who programmed what you believe? Who brought what you believe into your mind? All the belief systems in your mind, who brought them? Are they your own opinion? Or are they the views and opinions of others that you brought into your mind and now made them your own? If you had not caught my earlier segments, please do so. I can be found right here on YouTube under Dr. Phenomena. Please watch them in numerical order or Podbean podcast. Also Dr. Phenomena. It's important that you watch them in the numerical order because you are learning about the LEP frequency tool. You want to ensure that you have all of the segments for your own cognitive processing so that you understand how to use the LEP frequency tool in the order it was meant for you to learn. You will get the best benefit in the most effective way to work with energy. It will be a lot less confusing for you, and you will be able to use the tool much quicker. So please go back to all of the segments and watch them in numerical order if you had not done so, and ensure that you purchase the book. It's so important, as the book will assist you to identify your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and sensory consciousness fields and identify where you are vibrating on those fields so that you can work with energy to bring thoughts from your consciousness into your physical realities. The book can be purchased at www.lepeducation.com. Again, that's www.lepeducation.com. Ensure you get your copy as soon as possible so that you can start creating the future that you want to face and learn how to work with the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual and sensory energies in order to make that happen. So anyway, let's talk about who programmed you, because that is so important in terms of how you use the LEP frequency tool and how quickly you can manifest things in your life. So I want you to take a moment and really think about who brought your belief system into your mind. Why do you think that the way that you do? Was it your settings? Was it your background? Is it the way that you were brought up? Is it your own opinions? Is it ego? Who programmed the voices in your head? I want you to identify them. Write down, after this program is over, who you think had programmed your thoughts, images, and feelings. Who put these energies into your mind and in your emotional consciousness fields? So important. Where do your ideas come from? Do they come from others? Do they come from your own creative thoughts? How much time do you spend thinking about what it is that you want and what it is that you're thinking about? Or why you're thinking that way? Do your thoughts come from perceived obligations and that's how you make decisions and that is where you base your belief system in? Is it a cultural expression maybe? Due to cultural reasons, you have certain belief systems that you have to follow? Who programmed all of these different thoughts, images, and feelings, okay, that are triggering now your physical aspects, your inspiration, your motivations, how you see the world? It is through how you have been programmed in your belief system that determines if you are going to really respond or react. So once you make a list, you can determine where those thoughts are coming from that your belief systems are based in. You know, because you're based in. Your belief systems stem from the way that your mental, emotional, physical, sensory, and spiritual consciousness operates. Okay? It greatly affects your vibrational frequencies. Okay? Because like attracts like energy. So if, let's say, your belief system is limiting, you can't do this or you can't do that for whatever reason, you will never be able to progress over that. So you need to deprogram. Once you make a list of who is programming you, you can now start deprogramming by detaching to outworn ideas and opinions and values that no longer serve you or don't hold your best interest at heart or don't have your highest good at heart. Because don't forget, you have to constantly purge. Programming just, it's like a computer database, The hardware is the mind, and the software is the thoughts, images, and feelings that you're using as software to function in your reality, in your world. Okay? And every once in a while, you have to purge things. You have to delete things. And old, worn-out ideas of the person you no longer are, opinions that are no longer valuable or you no longer hold a belief in, sometimes they consciously have to be thought about and purged. Because we just grow accustomed and used to having these thoughts and expressions in our head, and they become part of our belief system, knowing that we've outgrown that belief, a long time ago. The database hasn't been updated. So it's important to ensure that you are aware of the programming that's going on in your mind, because that information becomes your lived experience. That information that you gather from these consciousness fields, your mental, how you think about things, and the images you see in your mind, which activate your emotional consciousness with how you feel about things, which trigger the physical aspects, whether you're going to go after it physically or not. Okay, it's so important because it has to be your programming. It has to be authentic and aligned with exactly what you want, what you desire, and be aligned with the future that you want to face. Not what somebody else thinks is best for you. So, you have to be able to be aware of that and start deprogramming by retraining your thoughts. Detach from thoughts, ideas, and images that do not serve you, that are not of the highest good for you, or do not have your highest interest at heart, or you've outgrown and they no longer apply. People change all the time. We have to start deleting and replacing them consciously with ideas of higher thoughts about myself. I am successful. I'm moving forward. I have better, abilities and skills now to be able to solve problems. I'm vibrating higher. Okay? Thoughts that uplift you are of a high vibration. And you must think in those terms and detach from discordant views and thoughts and your opinions of others, and focus on what is best aligned for you. Okay, in order to continue to be in that higher position and vibrate from that higher frequency. Because courage always comes from higher energies. So if you are going to retrain your thoughts, first identify where the program is coming from, address that, and start programming from yourself, okay, and not from the ego, because ego tends to cloud things. So it's important that you're aware that you want to come from your authentic self and not the ego self. You don't want to come from a place of defense mechanisms. You want to come from a place of true expression. And that's by holding higher images, thoughts, and feelings about you and your world. So reprogram by retraining your thoughts. Forget about the ego, because the ego thinks it's the source of your existence, and what others think of you and who you are and what you are doing is of, and what others think you are doing is of vital importance. And focus on yourself and what makes you happy and what's making you vibrate higher. It is important to identify very quickly what is programming you so that you can start the deprogramming process. Very, very important. So again, if you identify yourself as being programmed by others or not, or being programmed by yourself, not from your highest good, or for what is right for you, or from the future that you want to face, or from the what life that you want to live, please start deprogramming by detaching. If you need a lot more information, go back to the segments, review them all. It'll teach you how to work with thoughts, images, and feelings to activate physical manifestations. Buy the book at www.lepeducation.com as soon as possible and get started. Okay, ensure that the programming in your mind is from your highest good and your highest authentic self, and it fulfills a need. Okay, a need, not a want, because wants are fluid. You want to ensure that the programming in your mind fulfills the need for your highest good, so that you can think from your highest thoughts, from an expanded consciousness, and have the right images of yourself and others, which trigger positive attitudes, okay, which trigger good emotions about yourself and the world, which activate motivation and inspiration. So ensure that you are programming from your authentic self, from your highest good. Ensure you're connected to the source, and use the LEP frequency tool. Buy the book, review the segments. May only good come to you.